I don't understand why they wanted to marry me if they didn't even care about me. It feels like it was all for show, and I'm stuck in this horrible cycle. Why would a narcissist get married if they don't value their partner?
I think narcissists get married to fit an image. I think they get married because it's what you are supposed to do, and they need their partner who is loving and emotional and probably empathic to complete them because they are so limited and lacking that they need this other half to fill in the gap. So, when we ask why would they even bother to do that, it's because it's they need it. They need the other piece that they're lacking to complete them.
Yeah, I think why do you think people this is a very common question, and it kind of
Yes.
quote unquote popular. Like I think people ask this a lot. Why is it so hard to wrap your head around like why do you think people have this need to ask this question so much?
Because it doesn't make sense, right? It in healthy brains and in empathic people, it doesn't make sense in why you would agree to commit your life or to get in a really dual legal relationship if you're not going to be all in. And oftentimes narcissists aren't all in. So there's a lot of infidelity in marital relationships with narcissistic people. They're not as they again those limiting behaviors. They don't have great coping skills. They don't have great relational skills. They're quite rigid and quite conflictual. So it's a it's an honest question to ask because it doesn't seem as normal as it should.
Mm-mm. And you said so some of the reasons why they do get married, you mentioned the image and that because you're supposed to do that and they need, someone to complete because and it provides supply and admiration and attention and that helps them kind of like regulate their own inner turmoil in a way. And isn't it
Well,
also
it makes them better.
yeah, yeah, like
It makes them better to other people. Oh, well, I can't do these things, but my partner can. So
mhm.
together as a whole, we are kind of complete.
Okay, yeah. And this like then they can kind of appear successful and either, very very good husband, very good wife, or
Right? That is absolutely true.
yeah. And then, but it's just like you said, it's very hard to wrap your head around like why would, for example, another reason like just financial and practical benefits, they just want a lifestyle upgrade or access to money or resources. And it's like it's very hard to, spot this beforehand before you get married because you don't even think that there would be some other reason why they would get married, like unless it's like just oh love or because who I am and how well we connect or click. So it's
Mhm.
definitely a shock to then later, observe, realize, educate yourself about these reasons and then be like, oh, now I understand.
You're absolutely right. I think what we should probably do is pace ourselves in dating someone. We pace a little bit instead of, um, oh my gosh, I've fallen head over heels and I'm in love with someone very quickly because we have to be careful of some of their tactics, right? Love bombing is one of them. And so it feels intoxicating at first. But once the intoxication starts to wear off, if we're pacing, we're going to be able to see red flags, and we should not ignore the red flags. Oftentimes, I know me personally, I ignored them. I knew what they were. I asked about them, I got a response, but then I had to just keep going on. But that was a decision that I probably shouldn't have made. And I would suggest that most of us, after we reflect on it, would say the same thing.